good evening. Today is Saturday, August 1st. I've had a very busy day. I did my meeting highlights this morning, and then I've been busy all day long. But anyway, like I said, today is Saturday, August 1st. We do have an anniversary. It's Sue and Tom Millard. It's 50th anniversary. So Sue and Tom get a song. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. 50 years. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Hopefully you had a party. In Michigan you can have a party, you can have 10 or more, you can have 10 in your house, or you can have 100 if it's outside. Which explains why the people behind me had a graduation party. It was outside, so, but I feel bad for the kids that graduated this year. They really got sucked out of a party, and it's kind of, not a party, but like your last 6 months of high school when you graduate is your best time in high school, because you have all of your friends, and you got your senior skip day, you have your senior trips, you have your senior pictures, you have your prom, you have your graduation day, you have your skip day, you have all of that good stuff. You exchange your numbers, you sign your yearbooks, you hand out your pictures. They lost all of that. It just doesn't seem fair. It just doesn't seem fair. Anyway, but it's also, we'll go from back up again. It's Susan Pink's birthday. Susan gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susan. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Hope you had a great day, too. I actually had a really good day. I started the day off, dun, 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 into the next set of digits. I was 209.8 this morning, so that means I lost 2.2 pounds. I'm at 94.4 pounds lost. I'm really happy. I really am. I think this last week really worked out for me, just relaxing and taking it easy and changing up my eating a little bit. I didn't eat as much fruit this week. I ate my fruit. Don't worry about me. I ate my fruit. But I didn't eat as much. I kind of watched how many carbs, because I think I've been eating a lot of carbs lately. And whatever I did, it worked. 2.2. I know I'm not going to lose that again next week, because I know who I am and I know who my body is. But I'm thinking I'm going to lose 0.6 next week. That's my goal, 0.6. A little bit over half a pound, which I know I can do. So what did I do all day? Busy that I was. What do you call it? Oh, I know what I did. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, I did my meeting highlights. I had breakfast. For breakfast, I had a hard-boiled egg. I had a leftover cupcake of those angel food cakes that I told you, which was 4 points. Gary, I think they're 4 points if you had 24 of them. Gary, who's Denise's husband, made them, and he made 36. So I counted it as 3 points because he got an extra 12 cupcakes out of it. So I had one of those cupcakes. I had a hard-boiled egg. I had a banana and a glass of water. And then I went to Target. No, I take that back. I went and got gas in my car first because Jim had been using my car, and it's the first of the month. And I told you, I fill my tank up on the first of the month. So I filled up my tank, and then I went to Target, and I wanted to get a jar, like, to keep my pretzel rods in. Well, actually, I was getting a jar that I wanted to keep my granola bars in. So I found one jar that I liked, but the lid was really like hard to get off. But I should have got that one. But if I was being watched on security camera, they would have like, what's this woman doing? So I was like looking, and I thought, this is the one I want. So I put it in my basket. Yeah, this is the one I want. And then I thought, oh, I think I might want that one. So I put that one back on the shelf, and then I put the other one back into my basket, and I started to walk away. And I thought, no, I don't want that. So I went around, came back around, looked at it again, And I thought, no, I'm going to get the original one. So then I switched them back again, and I got the original one that I wanted, and I put it in my basket. And then I left, and I was looking at the little. I like looking at the utensils just in case to see if there's something new that I absolutely have to have. And I thought, no, I don't really want that. I don't really want that jar. I want the other one. So I went back around, come back, put this one back up on the shelf, put this one back into the thing. Do I really want this one? No. So I put it back up on the shelf. Then I took the one that with the lid was hard to get off. I was having a hard time getting the lid off. And I thought, no, I'm definitely not getting this one. So I put that one back on the shelf. I put that one back into my basket. And so then I thought, well, I'm going to get some, Jim wanted some potato chips. And so I thought, well, I'll go get some potato chips. So I went and I got some potato chips. And I got the potato chips, which is like maybe 4 or 5 aisles down. And then I thought, no, you know, I think I want that other jar. So I went back and got the jar. I probably should have showed you the jar I ended up getting. I'll show you at the end of the video. I'll show you the jar I got. So I went back and switched the jars again. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I really want. So then I put the jar back on my thing, and then I went back and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to get some pretzel rods because I knew I was getting low on pretzel rods. Excuse me. Hairball. Save that guy for later. What movie is that from? Anyway, so then I went back, I got the pretzels, I put them in my cart, and I started leaving. I was going to go check out, and I thought, no, you know what? You don't need pretzels. You got enough pretzels at home. Put them back. So I went back, put the pretzels back on the shelf. Now, okay, with the virus, I'm touching all of this stuff. I shouldn't be doing that. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but it's like I couldn't control myself. So I start going to the checkout line, and I'm thinking, you know, I really want those pretzels. I really want those pretzels. So go back to the pretzels, put them back into my cart, and go back. And as I'm going to the checkout line, I'm thinking, do I really want this jar? I don't know. Do I really want this jar? So I go back to the jar line area again. And so then I thought, you know what? I'll get this bigger jar for the pretzel rods, and I'll get the smaller jar for my granola bars. So then I put the 2 jars into my cart, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I want. And so then I proceed to go back to the checkout line. And I think, no, I think I want the other jar. So I go back again. Thankfully, I was by myself because Jim would have never put up with all of this. So then I go back, and I'm looking at it, and I thought, what the heck, I'm going to just get 2 of the big ones. So I got 2 of the big jars, put them in my cart, and I thought, this is what I'm getting. Let's just go. And so then we went and got in line. And the line was like really long. There was only one long line. And I thought, well, because of the, you know, they had the things painted on the floor. I'm thinking, well, they must not let you be going into each individual thing. And then finally the lady in front of me was getting so aggravated, and she called one of the workers over. She says, is this just one line for all of the registers? And he says, no, this is for the self-checkout. Well, there was like 5 registers open. Well, then back then, everybody made a bad scramble to get to the lines. And then I just kept in the line, and I was next in line at the self-checkout. But then when I got up to the self-checkout, the lady over at the return counter was open, and she says, just come over here, I'll ring you up. Oh, I got out of there really quick. So from there, I went over to Lowe's because I had to get some bird food because my birds have been without food for a couple days now. And so I put the food in the thing, but the UPS code, UPC codes rather, on the boxes were, I tried to find a box with a good UPC code that you could read, but you couldn't read them. I thought, oh, you know, they'll have to look it up when we get to the register, when I get to the register. So that was the one purchase I did know. I put my bag, my 40-pound bag of, and I had a hard time lifting that. And I'm thinking, I couldn't hold 2 of them, and that's only 80 pounds, and I've lost 94 pounds. So I was like, you know, when I picked up that bag, I'm thinking, yeah, you're really doing really well this week. Oh, I take that back up. Beep, 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 beep. When I was at Target, I had a free Verizon Up, what do you call it, $5 coupon. So I went over, at Target has a Starbucks inside, so I went over to the Target and I got a mango iced tea. So I got my mango iced tea. And then I went over to Lowe's. I was able to put the bag in. I got my 2 boxes of soot. I get one for woodpeckers, and like it's got berries in it, and then I just get regular soot for regular little birds. And then I got a bag of mixture to make my own hummingbird food. And I got into the line, and the girl couldn't get the thing to scan, and I said I tried to find one, whatever. So she says, well, okay, so she's trying to look it up, and then the lady behind me gets in line, and She had a mask on, but she was rude. I mean, if she wouldn't have had a mask, I know the mood I was in, I would have got into a confrontation because that's just who I am. I'm friendly. I'm really friendly. But if you're going to be like a, I'm gonna stand my ground, I guess. I know that's not really good. I know that's not good. But I was in that mood today, and so she says, "Are you going to be forever?" And I just kind of looked at her and I go, "She's ringing me up," and she says, "Well, this is ridiculous. How long this is taking? Are you going to be forever?" And I says, "There's 4 other registers with nobody in line. Go get in one of them lines." And so she says, "I was standing here. This is where I'm staying." And I go, "Fine." I said, "She's trying to figure out what this is. I'm done with you, So the girl's trying to look it up. So then she says, "Well, do you mind if I open this up to take a thing of one of the packages?" And I go, "Well, the packages aren't going to have any UPC codes on it because it's a part of a set." She says, "No, they will." And so the lady goes, "Oh my God, how long are you going to be?" And I looked at her and I go, "Nobody's telling you got to stay in this line. Go get in another line. What is your problem?" And so she said, "Well, I was in this line." And I go, "I was in the line before you, so I don't know what to tell you." So then the girl says, "Well, you're right. There's no UPC code on any of these." She says, "I'll just look it up and I'll just multiply it by 10." And I go, "No, when you buy them by the box, you get them cheaper because they're like 69 cents each. But if you buy the box, they're $4.99. I said, "The sign said $4.99. And she says, "Oh, well, let me look the box up." And then the lady behind me goes, "Oh, this is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable." And I go, "Yeah, I have to agree with you. This is unbelievable. You're standing there bitching, and you could have went to any of these other registers where the cashiers are just standing waiting for customers. They're not waiting on anybody. Why is this one so special to you?" She says, "Because this is where I stood and this is where I'm staying." And I go, "Fine." Now the lady's pissed me off. She really has pissed me off. I know that when I want to ask for, because Jim gets a military discount at Lowe's, so the family gets a military discount. I know they're going to ask for my driver's license. I put my wallet away because I am going to take as long as I want because you have aggravated me to the point of who knows what. So the cashier said, I gave her my phone number and she looked up. She says, "Oh yeah, here you are, but I need to see proof that it's you." And I go, "Oh, that's right. Let me find my wallet." So I real slowly go into my thing and I go, "Well, I got to take my license out." And I make a big, I'm being a bee. I really am because this lady's aggravated me. So I pull out my license and I hand it to her. And she looks at it. She says, "Oh, okay, fine, because my name is listed." So I put it back and I put my wallet away, knowing darn well that I got to take my credit card or my debit card out to pay for the thing. So I put my wallet back away. So then the girl tells me the total and I go, "Oh, okay." So then I pull out my wallet again and I'm really making a big production out of getting my debit card. This is just not me. It really is not, unless you've pissed me off, and she's pissed me off. And it's not like she couldn't have gone to another line. I don't understand why this line was so special that she had to be in this particular line. And so I thought, whatever. So I put my credit card in, I put my PIN number in, and I'm waiting for the cashier to give me a receipt. And the lady behind me is going crazy. Now at this point, I'm ready to go because I've mission accomplished. I've pissed you off, which was I know. Not Christian, I know, but that was my goal, was to piss you off, and I can see that I really have. So I'm really happy. You've made my day. I know that's terrible. It's just terrible. But I'm being honest. She just got on my every last nerve. I didn't realize that I had to push the button to tell them whether I wanted my receipt to be printed or sent by email. And the girl was just standing there too. So I think she was trying to aggravate the lady too because she didn't want that lady in her line, especially when there was other registers where the cashiers were just standing waiting for customers. So then finally I said, "Oh my gosh, I got to push that, don't I?" And she said, "Yes, you do." She knew that too. She wanted to piss the lady off too. So then I pushed for the receipt. I had to wait till the receipt printed. And then I was putting my stuff back in the cart. And I turned to the lady behind me. I says, "Now you have a nice day." And then I told the little girl, I says, "Hopefully she's not too mean to you." She says, "Oh, I don't have a problem." And so then I left. I know. It was not nice of me, but you know what? Sometimes the evil side of me comes out, and it did today. She just pissed me off. Oh, and then from there I went, because I had said all week, I was being really good all week. I was eating what I wanted to eat, but I had been craving all week a Jimmy John's Italian sub, which I know are very high in points. I think they're like 24 points or something like that. They're ridiculous how many points there are. And I thought, I'm going to get that for my dinner. I'm going to use my weeklies. I'm going to make this my day that I'm going to eat what I want to eat today. Get right back on track tomorrow because I know I can do that. And I'm just going to have that with my lemonade or my mango iced tea. And maybe later on tonight, I'll have some watermelon and another hard-boiled egg. But if I just use my points for this, I'll be like 35 points for the day. I get 23. You can go like, I think you can go 7 over, so that puts me at 30. I've used 5 of my weeklies. I think I'm safe. I'm fine. And so I thought, I'm going to really enjoy this sandwich. And I have to tell you, you know, when you eat healthy, foods that you used to love, it was just okay. You know, I was really looking forward to the sandwich thinking, oh, I remember how good it's been. Because I have not had a Jimmy John's since January. And even that I was venturing out, thinking, oh, I don't know. And even I was going by my haircut place. I go to Great Clips. And there was nobody there. There was nobody. I could have pulled right in and gone in. But I'm thinking, no, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 3. And I think, oh, no, they've cut a lot of hair. There's been a lot of virus going in there. No, I want to be the first appointment of the day. So I passed that up, got my Jimmy John's like I told you. Well, I ate it. It filled the void. But now it's out of my system. And now I know I don't want another one. I just, you know, I did that or whatever. So then I went to the dollar store and I have a little change compartment in my car and I pulled out a bunch of quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies so that I would go in, I was going to pay with exact change. And I got my birthday cards for the month because the dollar store, 50 cents each. Hallmark store, $4.99. You know, you go like this. You look at the card and you go, oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, that's nice. And then you're done. $5. No, 50 cents. 50 cents. So I did that. And then I went over to the post office and I got mail. But I didn't open it yet. Well, I slid it open just to... But it's, let me show you. Gotta cover up. Not that you need to see that, but there you go. I got mail. Let's see what I got. Oh, how cool. I got a shirt. And it's red, one of my favorite colors. Oh, with a heart on it. And look at it like a cross on the back. Isn't that nice? I love that. It is, I can tell you who it's from because it's on the outside, but they didn't leave me a card inside. It's from Carla Sailors. I love it, Carla. What size is it? It's an extra large. It's going to fit. Look how pretty that is. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Reminds me of church. It does. I miss going to church. I do miss going to church. The YouTube's okay. It's better than not going, but I miss going. I'll get there. And so then when I got home, I finished my book that I was reading. Scary. Scary book. It was... not scary, disturbing. It's about a serial killer, which is my favorite, and not cereal you eat. I read this book. It came out in 2015, and I read it when it was a hard copy because, you know, I'm a snob. I read hard copies. But I like a soft-covered book like this. I don't like a paperback, but I don't mind a soft-covered book like this. But as I was reading it, I'm thinking, I think I've read this before. And then I got probably 2 chapters in and I go, yeah, I've read this before. But then I thought, you know, it's been 5 years. Let's read it again. And I'm glad I did because it's a good book. It's disturbing. It's very disturbing. So if you don't like disturbing books about serial killers, not that there's happy books about serial killers, but this one is disturbing. And then my daughter gave me, so I finished that book, and then my daughter gave me this book, which I just started, called The Vanishing Half. And it's about some twin girls that originally the great-great-great-great-grandfather was a slave, and his master didn't have any family or any children. So just before he died, he freed this one male slave and gave him all of his property. And so that slave made the property into a small town. But he was prejudiced against his own people, and he would only let light-skinned people into his town. He didn't like black people in his town. So he would only have people that would mingle within their race, so that they would be light-skinned. And this is like, takes place in 1965, so it's like 100 years later. And these twins that are very light-skinned just don't like the town for whatever reason, and they leave. And they just realized that they had it better in their town because there was, well, even though there was prejudice in their town, it was a different kind of prejudice. And so then when they get out into the real world, and then the twins, one of them vanishes. That's why it's the vanishing half. And the one twin came back home, and now she's on a search for her twin. The only thing I don't like about this book is it's very interesting. It's a very good read, and I've already read, I just started it like about an hour and a half ago. I think I'm on page 83. The print is very small, and they use the whole page, as you can see, whereas in James Patterson's books, the print is a little bit bigger, and they don't use as much space. And his chapters are quick. These chapters are long. There's like probably 40 pages to a chapter, because I think, what did I say what page I'm on? I'm on page 84. I've read 2 chapters. That's the only thing I don't like about the book, because I like a short chapter book, and so that I can say, well, I'm going to read one more chapter before I go to bed. This one I'm going to know. I'm going to read about 40 pages before I go to bed. So, oh my gosh, look how long I've been talking. I so apologize. This has gone on forever and ever and ever and ever. I babbled on. So, I'll show you a video right here of my count. You're going to look at them and you go, why was there such a dilemma, of the 2 jars I bought? Okay, the infamous jars it took me forever to decide on.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to my peeps.
Oh, okay.
Jim thinks I'm talking to you guys, or to him, but I'm talking to you guys.
You're talking to your stalkers.
They're not stalkers. They're good people. Let's go see what Jim's doing since we're filming anyhow. Jim's still reading his book. Everybody's telling you, Jim, how happy they are for you for your truck.
Yeah, if I could just figure out how to work it.
It's too complicated for him in this tech age.
Exactly.
So here you go. Simple jars. Why did it take me so long? But anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I know it was kind of a rattling on video, but I just had a good day. I was on a high all day for my 2.2 loss. It was just, it was a good day, as Martha Stewart said. It was a good day. And so I'm going to have another good week, and my birthday's approaching, so I want to get to that 100 pounds. I know I just said I wasn't going to worry about it, and I think that's why I did so well this week, because I didn't worry about it, but now I'm getting close, and so I'm getting anxious, if you know what I mean. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to be bored. Okay, stay safe.